Increasing numbers of millennials are getting prenups more than ever before. And this trend really is no longer surprising, but there's an interesting twist. Matrimonial attorneys are also citing an increase in baby boomer parents requiring their millennial adult children to get prenups. And in doing so, are really inserting themselves into the process of negotiating their millennial children's prenups. So, why are boomers getting in the way? An unprecedented generational wealth transfer is beginning to occur between baby boomers and their millennial kids. Usually, parental involvement in prenups is really connected to this wealth transfer and stems from a desire to protect family business, wealth, or other family assets. One common manifestation of the trend involves boomer parents offering to help their less wealthy children who are just starting out to help buy property, but there are strings attached. Like, we'll give you a down payment for that house if, when you get married, you sign a prenuptial agreement. Like, we'll give you a down payment for that house if, when you get married, you get a prenup. At HelloPrenup, we always like to look at the bright side. So, what are some of the benefits to having your parents require you to get a prenup? Well, number one, it can be intimidating to raise the topic of a prenup with your partner. But if your parents are involved, or a family trust or corporation is the party who initially makes the request, some of the pressure is taken off of the party who's asking for a prenup. This can make the topic a little bit easier to bring up and maybe make the discussion less tense because, after all, it's not your idea. Having a parent involved in legal negotiations that concern family wealth may also be an advantage because parents will usually have a better handle on family finances and what inheritance will look like. This can help their children make really informed decisions regarding their financial situation and the future of any family wealth. Now, let's talk about some of the downsides. There are always downsides to involving your parents. A parent's request for a prenup can really spark tension between children and parents and between a future spouse and their in-laws. So I have seen this many times where the future spouse and the soon-to-be in-laws now just don't get along because the in-laws wanted a prenup. If you end up in this situation, it's really important to make sure it is mediated. Go to a therapist. Find someone who can help you all come to some type of neutral ground. There are some great prenuptial agreement advisors out there who are really meant to act as an intermediary, are hired by both spouses, and can really help you and your spouse come to some type of level playing field. An advisor for a prenuptial agreement is not meant to act as an attorney for either party, but rather is meant to help you come to an agreement on the idea of getting a prenuptial agreement and may be able to offer some ideas to help both parties feel more comfortable. Ultimately, this is a cost that is worth its weight in gold if you and your spouse are on opposite sides of this prenup, especially if your parents are involved. You really want to make sure you're preserving that relationship because neither of you are going anywhere.